Coming up on CPTV, we get CPHS expert opinions on the growing threats from North Korea. A recent survey sparks discussion about CPHS food options, and the swim and dive teams travel to Highland to take on the Trojans. CPTV is up next.
Hi, I'm Melly Lockhart.
And I'm Ben Land.
Welcome to CPTV. Kirsten Robinson will have your 5-day weather forecast, and Ramsey Harkness will bring us CP Sports highlights.
Here's what's happening at Crown Point High School.
Many students and faculty are aware of the continuous threats from North Korea. 2 weeks ago, North Korea launched an intercontinental ballistic missile, or ICBM, with greater range that is estimated to be able to reach Washington, D.C. Here with more is CPTV's Armando Bracco.
North Korea has launched its first test missile in 2 months. This missile, according to experts, had the potential to hit Washington, D.C. This isn't the only thing to be concerned about, as North Korea has made rapid progress in the nuclear program from the missiles they fired off in July to the most recent one. North Korea has accomplished at creating a missile with the potential to hit the United States.
They still have to develop what would be called a re-entry vehicle. In other words, once the missile goes up into space, it still has to come out of space into the atmosphere and then somehow go on track before it burns up. Sadly, though, the last missile that they launched is a bigger missile, especially in diameter, which means you can put a bigger warhead on the top of it. That could be, in a sense, quite a bit more, devastation.
If you look at a lot of their weapons, and not necessarily the nuclear weapons, but their weapons to defend North Korea, they're from the Soviet era. They're not very dependable weapons, and they're not as good as the weapons that our soldiers are going to have. So I don't think they want any kind of war, conventional war with us, as we have that capability of really striking them. And we've shown that with our B-1 bombers flying over South Korea.
So regardless of the threat to the United States and in terms of our territory, there are U.S. troops who are in direct immediate threat, under direct immediate threat of a North Korean missile. And we know certainly that those missiles can reach at least that far. So there's a more immediate threat in Asia than we realize to U.S. lives, to American troops, and all of the American citizens living in those areas on the bases.
One piece that we do have that plays into our favor is because of his nature. He's not a very religious man. He doesn't believe in an afterlife. He doesn't have a goal beyond this world that he's living for. He's living only for this life. He doesn't want to die, and we can use that to our advantage when we're negotiating with him. I think we have to.
There are many ways the U.S. could stop North Korea, but something needs to be done soon, as North Korea appears to not be stopping on their progress of their nuclear program. This leaves many Americans concerned for what is to come. For CPTV, I'm Armando Bracco.
Net neutrality is a basic principle that prohibits internet service providers like AT&T, Comcast, and Verizon from speeding up, slowing down, or blocking any content, applications, or websites you would want to use. Net neutrality is the way that the internet has always worked, and when we use the internet, we expect net neutrality. Tomorrow, Congress will vote to revoke net neutrality. Here with more is CPTV's Enrique Jimenez.
Do you like the internet? Being able to communicate with family or friends and see what's happening around the world? Well, that could change. FCC Chairman Ajit Pai wants to allow big companies to control which sites you see more and which sites are blocked. Some companies such as Google, Amazon, and Facebook have all stated that they are united in protest against this act. It's obvious that some Americans want their voice to be heard.
I'm going to give you a very non-technical answer to this that has nothing to do with the fairness of it. I don't want anyone messing with my stuff. So here at the school, I don't want anything that's going to slow us down, that's going to make it harder for us to do our job, which is learning.
I am in support of net neutrality. I believe that we should keep it as it is and not change it or get rid of it entirely. If we were to do so, it would give the internet providers the ability to accept money from large companies, and with that money, they would be able to slow down other websites, completely block other websites, and be able to make that company's websites that gave them money, it would just be able to make it like the fastest internet that they can possibly achieve.
In the spirit of the season, the National Honor Society paired up with the Salvation Army for yet another year of giving here in the Crown Point community. NHS conducted the annual Angel Tree Project to help families in need around the holidays. Clubs, sport teams, and classes were encouraged to adopt either a child or an elderly person to provide with gifts for this holiday season.
The National Honor Society teamed up with Salvation Army once again to host their annual Angel Tree. Angel Tree is a public event which you can donate food and other items for people who are in need and need Christmas presents.
Angel Tree is where people in the community don't have enough money to make their own Christmas, so we get to give them Christmas. And you can adopt a child or a retirement community member, and you get to give them like Christmas gifts and just, make their Christmas. It's really nice.
CP Upscale is a campus beautification project advised by CPHS science teacher Mindy Pearson. Students work together to raise funds to enhance the campus projects. The project raised funds last week by selling bracelets to help fund future work in the courtyard.
The total goal is to just beautify the school, exterior and interior, mainly the exterior, just with plants and pretty much everything that's going on outside. Right now, we're mainly working on the courtyard just to clean it up. That's kind of our big kickoff of the club. But CP Upscale is a campus beautification project. So after the courtyard, we'll be working on other parts of the school. I plan on getting a couple of students together and different clubs together to help create something new with the courtyard instead of what it is now.
CP Upscale is going to work on maintaining the courtyard, so raking leaves, taking care of the plants that are currently in the courtyard. Over the past number of years, students have planted native plants in the courtyard, and we're going to work to maintain those. We may also plant some flowers in there in the spring. Later on in the year, we're going to be working with other clubs within the school and athletics to plant flowers in the front of the school, and then probably some in the courtyard as well. So this club's purpose is to beautify the school. It's a beautification project.
This is a great opportunity for students in need of community service hours throughout the rest of the school year. See Mindy Pearson in room D235 for more info.
In this week's installment of Wine and Dine, the boys' swim team went to the local grocery store to find odd combinations for the girls' swim team to try. Their reactions were just as expected.
Tacos, but with wait, no, because don't people actually use horseradish on tacos or something like that? All right, let's go. Ooh, ooh. All right. Get the cheapest. No, yeah,
yeah.
Sauerkraut.
Yeah.
Woo! All right, cheese whiz. Someone actually.
Horseradish.
Horseradish. Take that. Okay, we got to get some vanilla ice cream. This is too slow. Let's go. All right, let's go. Sign out. Skirt.
Oh my god. I didn't even put it in my mouth. I'm just gagging already.
Then cut us off. We're good.
Yep, nope. Not happening.
Ready, set, go. I don't think I tasted. I think I just tasted the ice cream.
It burns. Alright, I'm quitting the swim team. Oh, it smells like ketchup.
Oh god. Oh, 2, 3.
Oh, that's right.
That actually tasted pretty bad. It's a no from me.
Student Council will be selling candygrams today and tomorrow during all lunch periods. The candy cane and message will cost you $1, and all proceeds will go toward the Student Council's goal of raising $10,000 this year for the Lurie Children's Hospital of Chicago.
So candygrams are when you buy a candy cane at lunch for $1 and they get sent to whoever you want, like your teacher, your best friend, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, anybody you want, and they're $1. And they get sent during your 7th hour on Friday. They're on sale in the lunchroom from Monday to Thursday. All the proceeds are going to our dance marathon fund, which is for Lurie's Children's Hospital.
Key Club will host their annual Christmas party for the kids tonight from 6 to 7:30 p.m. in the cafeteria. The party is open to all CP community children, will include games, crafts, treats, face painting, and the best of all, it's free. Children are invited to wear their pajamas. Santa and Mrs. Claus are expected to make a visit, so bring your cameras for pictures. If able, please bring a donation for the Carmelite Home for Kids. Diapers, baby wipes, baby wash, and pull-ups are all desperately needed. We saw our first official snowfall of the season here in CP over the weekend, and now a couple of frigid days. Can we expect more snow in the few days? Here with your 5-day weather forecast is CPTV's Kirsten Robinson.
The weather this week has continued to stay around the low 40s with a little bit of rain and snow. But let's have a look at what's in store for the rest of today. We can expect partly cloudy skies with a slight chance of rain or snow possible, but don't worry, it shouldn't affect your daily routine. As it gets later in the day, the cloud cover will continue to grow and the temperature will drop to a chilly 20 degrees. In terms of the rest of the week, temperatures will range from the low 30s to mid 40s. On Thursday, it will be cloudy and 31 degrees. The sun will begin to come out a little bit more on Friday with a high of 34. The cloud coverage will begin to clear as the night goes by and the temperature will drop to 26. That 26 will rise to 44 on Saturday with partly cloudy skies. But throughout this whole time, it should be pretty dry. On Sunday, we can expect that all to change with rain and snow showers in the morning. It will be 47 degrees and overcast all day. The temperatures will drop to 32 at night and the overcast will clear up for the most part on Monday with the temperature rising into the 40s. It looks like a pretty average week in terms of the weather for this time of the year. We can look at more of the same as we head into the break. And who knows, we might even have a white Christmas after all. Have a great break, everyone.
The swim team blew out Highland in a dual meet Monday night, and the wrestling team traveled to Calumet High School for the annual Tri-Coff tournament. Here with CP Sports Highlights is CPTV's Ramsey Harkness.
The girls basketball team faced Valpo Friday night at home. The Dogs led 25-24 at the half, but couldn't get their offense going in the second half as the Vikings held CP to a total 11 points in the half. CP senior Maya Scheidt led the Bulldogs with 15 points and 5 rebounds. CP sits at 5-6 in the regular season and 0-3 in DAC play.
Our number one key coming into the game was rebounding the basketball. They have a lot of size, and in the first 3 quarters, I thought we did a really good job of that. In the fourth quarter, they got second and third opportunities, and it really hurt us on the glass. They also had some kids step up and hit some really big shots. Going forward, we're just going to keep working hard. Our number one calling card has always been defense, so we're going to get back to really focusing on defense, and hopefully the defense can allow us to score off of the defense and continue going forward.
We did good the first 3 quarters, and we just have to finish it off and just work hard in practice to improve.
I just thought we did really good overall. We competed real well. We just need to rebound, and we're just working to get better for sectionals.
On Saturday, the wrestling team competed at the Chris Tri-Coff Memorial Tournament at Calumet High School. The Tri-Coff tournament is one of the largest in the state, with dozens of teams competing. CP finished today 3rd overall behind Portage, who took 2nd, and the number 1 ranked in the state, Indianapolis Cathedral, who took 1st. Oscar Cash went 5-0 in his 5 matches in the 160-pound weight class, and Ethan Petoskey also went 5-0 in the 182-pound weight class. Football All-Area honors were recently awarded to Tyler Gomez and Ben Frederick, who both made the first-team All-Area for offense, as well as Caden Watson, who made first-team All-State defense. Jake Keaveney was awarded All-Area second-team offense, and Ethan Petoskey was announced as second-team All-Area for defense. Ben Wesley and Sam Krutz were both listed as honorable mentions. The boys and girls swim teams have a busy week this week with 3 meets in just 4 days. Monday, the Dogs faced Highland at the Trojans pool. Yesterday, they faced Maryville at home, and tomorrow, Crown Point will also face Rensselaer at home. During Monday's meet, the Dogs started the competition with victories on the girls and boys side, with both medley relays taking first. They continued the winning streak with Alex McCormick, Jordan Artem, Evan Holland, and Caitlin Gardner placing first in their events. The diving team then placed first and second for both boys and girls, with Milton Roberts, Gabe Taylor, Emma Van Proyen and Amber Stutler. The teams then finished the meet strong with Zeke Holes and Jordan Artin winning the 100 butterfly, Alex McCormick and Caitlin Gardner winning the 500 freestyle, Evan Holland and Kate Ryan winning the 100 backstroke, and finally, Ryan Kozlowski and Bree Tetzloff winning the 100 breaststroke. The final score of the meet was 121-63 on the girls' side and 121-59 for the boys.
My favorite dive was my 105B, front 2.5 in a pike position, and the goals were to make sure that I get a good jump, I ride the board, I throw, dig out, pop the entry. We're great.
We did really good this week. Today we really had a goal of just like going out there and trying our hardest, doing whatever we could to come on top, and I think the girls and the guys really showed that today.
Finally, in sports shorts, Saturday's boys basketball game versus Penn was canceled due to the snowstorm that took place near Penn. No makeup date has been announced yet, but CP plays this Friday at home versus Munster. And that's it for sports.
A few members of the CPTV staff were asked to work the red carpet and backstage show broadcast at the Chicago Emmys, hosted by the National Academy of Television and Arts and Sciences. CPTV's Zach Jones had a chance to interview some of the Chicago TV and news personalities and ask them their advice for prospective broadcast students.
It's my number one advice, well, I would say in television as well, but especially in radio, is that you have to be yourself. If you pretend to be anybody else, people notice that, and listeners can understand that, that isn't your authentic self. So just be whoever you are. Don't worry about being some jock that you used to listen to, and you can't lose.
Write. Learn to write, because no matter how much we're into the digital age, still the basic foundation is writing. I would also advise you to get internships wherever you can. If you radio stations, newspapers, it doesn't matter. Just being around professionals who are already in the business, it can rub off on you, and you make the great contacts, and you learn to how to hide your mistakes, because we all make mistakes, and you learn how to cover them up by being around professionals.
Taking some tips from the German culture they study, the German 3 classes have started a recycling project called the Give Box to help promote recycling of everyday products and the sustainability of a greener society.
We study what they do in Germany and compare it to what we do here in America. Something they do is they have these exchange parties where people bring old clothing, old things they don't want anymore, and just trade them. Doesn't cost any money. They just exchange them with friends. They have these things called a give box where you can put things you don't want anymore and people can just take them. I really do hope that this helps the students kind of reflect on their practices, what they do here at home, and make a few small steps in being a little bit more environmentally friendly. We will have a give box. We are thinking of the best spot to put it, maybe in the corner by my classroom, which is D126, I believe. And on December 12th, we are trying to have a trade party where people bring old clothing that they don't want anymore that are in good condition, promoting, again, buying less and using what we have.
It's just a good opportunity for kids to recycle their old stuff instead of just throwing it away, and pretty much for students to get new things.
It benefits the students by letting them reuse their items by giving them to the give box, and they could acquire new items.
School lunches have been panned by students since, the start of education in America. CPHS Food Services recently distributed an online survey for student and faculty perspective, and hopefully you made your voice heard. Here's CPTV's Eric Weeks with some student and food service perspectives.
A recent online study given by CPHS asked student opinions on recent school lunches.
I don't like school lunches because I feel like they're disgusting, and I'd rather bring my own lunch because I know what's in my lunch.
As far as food-wise, we try to do our best to make the best food that we can for you guys, because the majority of the time when we're cooking and serving for you guys, we're looking at you like you're our kids, and we want to make sure that you get fed and that you have a good day. And honestly, I know some days the best part of the day is lunch for you guys and breakfast. So all of us in here try to make sure that you guys have the best meals that we can possibly make.
I don't like school lunches that much. I've always found that they're pretty gross and a chemical waste bin.
I like school lunches because most of them taste good, and the lunch ladies work very hard to prepare them.
We come in, there's a menu that we follow. We have to go through the numbers of the students that eat lunch on a daily basis. It's usually between 1,150 students and 1,400. And we try to take the 2 hot meals, or entrees as they're called, and divide them in half, roughly 400 or 500 meals between the 2 of them. And then you add in the deli sandwiches, salads, and the grab and go, which is the pizza slices and soup. And then we go from there to try to prepare what goes into making and preparing for that day and the rest of the week.
The holiday concert series will conclude tomorrow night with the 2 choir concerts, the first at 6:30 p.m. and the second concert at 8.
For me, the process of doing a concert usually starts with trying to identify what the purpose of the concert is. Maybe it's a fall concert, maybe it's a holiday concert, maybe it's our contest selections that we're trying to go and get judged on. So that changes what kind of music I might be looking for. The other thing I might be looking at is, do I want some slow songs? Do I want some fast songs? What are the strengths of the group? What are the weaknesses of the group? And try to find different selections based on that. And then at some point, it's just time to go out and perform it, and we go out on stage and we try to do the best performance we possibly can, knowing that it's art and there's always improvements that you can do in art.
Not too many conflicts per se, but more than anything, coordinating all the events and activities to work together almost seamlessly. Scheduling rehearsals in the auditorium, filling out the facility use forms needed to use the facilities, having tables and chairs moved, moving music stands, getting all the equipment that we need, all the many different things that are needed to be done to pull a concert off. That is the real challenge, in coordinating all these things so that they occur within the week or two prior to the concert.
You can purchase tickets either at the door or on the school's website. The ATM dance being held this Friday in the field house is in memory of Alec, Madeline, and proceeds will go towards a scholarship being developed in his name. The dance will take place after the boys' basketball game versus Munster Friday from 8:30 to 11 in the field house.
So the dance is going to be held this Friday after the home basketball game against Munster in the field house, and we're going to be selling the bracelets for $5, and the concessions are going to be open. All the proceeds are going to be going to the Alec Mountain Scholarship Fund. Some moms got together and they needed to get $65,000, and then the Madeline family is going to pick a recipient at the end of the year, so it's all going to be fun.
That'll do it for today's show.
If you're in a club, on a team, or participating in some type of extracurricular activity and would like us to promote your event, DM us on Twitter at CPTV Media.
Remember, you can view all of our past episodes at cptvmedia.com.
You can also follow us on Twitter at CPTV Media.
For Kirsten Robinson, Ramsey Harkness, and all of us here at CPTV, I'm Ben Lamb.
And I'm Ellie Lockhart.
We'll see you next time.
Take care.